Well, with me, I was molested a lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. By different people or by the same person?
No, by different people. Family, friends and family. My grandmother's boyfriend. Then she taught me how to go in his pocket and take his wallet. I was like Spider-Woman. I would have to be so quiet, and I would crawl on the floor. And as he moved, when he moved, I would take a step. And when he stopped, I would stop. And when he would breathe deep, I would. And then I would get to his pocket, and I had to have scissor hands. My grandma called it scissor hands. Use the scissors. And so I was like, come on, I'm scared. She like, go get the damn wallet.
How old were you when you started doing that?
Probably like, I don't know, 8, 7, 8.
Yeah. So going back to you said you were sexually assaulted multiple times by multiple different people. Do you remember the first and how that started?
Yes, I was molested or sexually assaulted by my cousin. He was 14, I was 7, I think he was 15, 14 or 15, if I'm not mistaken, but I know he was a bit older, but I was told at the time that he was, I think, 15, but I remember the moment like it was yesterday. My grandma had some things to do, so she left him to babysit me. And when my grandma left, you know, he got on the Atari, I think that was at the time, playing that, and he would give me ice cream. I was an overweight little chubby black kid, you know, so I just loved to eat food. He gave me sweet fish, you know, and I just remember the movie on the Wizard of Oz. That was one of my favorite movies back then because I loved the way the black and white turned to color. That just wowed me. It was sort of like my life.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, you know what I mean? But once I went to sleep, I know I felt pressure on me. And when I felt the pressure on me, I woke up. Because it was like I could hardly breathe a little bit. I was like, oh, you know, as a kid, I'm like, oh. But I woke up and he was like, don't sit up, wait a minute. And he went to the bathroom and he came back like in a split second. And he picked me up and I noticed that I was naked. But when he got up, when I woke up, he actually was getting off of me. He was naked. And he took me to the bathroom, put me in water as if he had done this before. Or if it had been done to him before.
Yeah, yeah.
And even as a kid, I'll never forget it, I thought like an adult because I was like, who has done this to him?
You thought that as a kid?
Yeah.
Dang.
As a kid, I'll never forget it.
That's crazy.
I felt sorry for him because I was like, who done this to him?
He did that to you? Was that the only time that happened with him?
Yeah, because when my grandma got home, my private area was hurting. And she was on the phone with her sister. And she was talking, and I'm like, Grandma, you know, my private hurt. So she told her sister to hold on, and she was like, let me see what's going on. They called me Tweety Bird. She was like, let me see what's going on with Tweety Bird. She talking about her private area hurt. And they tell her what this damn beard did, you know. I was a playful wild child. So she asked me, and I told her, I said that it started hurting when Nick got off. I didn't mean to say his name, but whatever. When he got off of me, and I told her that he put me in the tub, and she was like, "What did he put you in the tub for? You had already took a bath before." Okay. I said, when he got off of me, he put me in the tub. And she said, what do you mean when he got off of me? And I told her. At first I was hesitant because I was scared. But I did tell her what had happened, how it happened, and things of that nature. And I'll never forget. she snapped. She told her sister, she was like, Tweety Bird, go get your jacket, we finna go over here and I'm gonna take you over here and drop you off for me. And I never forget when I was in the back getting my jacket, I heard her say, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
For real.
That's my language, but that's what was said. And not only that, I didn't see him for a while after that. Until he was like maybe 17, 18, but it seemed like a long time to a kid.
Yeah.
Especially with that drama going on right there. So the next time that I saw him, I didn't know what to say, what to think, how to feel. I was confused. But I just had to put it in a little jar the way my family is built. And the things that were going on, I just put it in a jar and put it in the back of my head.
You think he went to jail for it? You know, how did he act towards you after that? It was just normal?
It was normality.
Nobody
didn't understand it.
Nobody never talked about it again?
Nobody ever talked about it. It was never talked about to the point to where I was mad at my mom for a very long time because I thought she knew. My mom didn't know that my cousin had sexually assaulted me until I was 27 years old. And he had just moved here, him and his wife. He had 2 daughters. They had lived with my mom for a little time when they first moved up here until they got their place. My mom, she thought I was lying until she talked to her sister. And her sister said, yeah, you know, Mama made me promise not to tell nobody. And my mama was so hurt.
That's a thing, man. Black people, for the most part, back in those days, we used to keep stuff like that in the family. For the most part, back in those days, I think it's changed now, but yeah, that's not something that was kind of normal back in those days. To be. It's sad, but that's how it was. And so you were set about 7.
I was 7.
And then you said multiple people. Then what was the next one after that?
It was little things like my grandma had, you know, she wasn't a promiscuous woman or anything like that. She did have 3 steady boyfriends that I knew, not at the same time, but that I remember having relationships with. But it was one, and I think they called him Red, but he used to sit me on his lap.
What age was this?
Probably 8.
Dang,
7.5.
back to back.
Yeah. He used to sit me on his lap all the time, give me treats and stuff like that. And he used to give me treats and stuff like that. And when he would give me like candy, cookies, anything, he would like slip his hands in my hands.
Oh, nasty man. Dang. Did anybody ever find out about that? No. Dang.
I didn't know how to approach that situation after my cousin did what he did and he popped back up. So I was like, there's no need.
Yeah.
It's just
that could be real confusing to a young girl. A kid, period.
It was.
And was that it through
like a lot of people have a lot of women have heartbreak from men. Not me though. You know, they first heartbreak is their boyfriend, or a lot of people say your first heartbreak is your dad.
Yeah.
Because your dad breaks your heart with something. But no, it was neither. My first heartbreak was my girl cousin, Destiny. So I'm almost a little bit over a year. This started happening when I was 9, and it lasted till I was 10 and a half. I later found out in life as I became an adult that the reason I didn't find this out until I was like maybe 21, 22. But I found out that she went to jail for armed robbery and grand honor theft. So the time that she went away, I thought she didn't love me anymore after she was molesting me. I thought she was mad at me. She didn't love me no more because she used to take me everywhere with her. I was like her little mini-me. And during that time, I went through a very depressive moment. I started taking my grandma pills. I didn't know they were hard pills and high blood pressure, whatever. I found that out later on in life too. But I was taking my grandma pills. They were making me sick, and my grandma used to think I had a stomach virus and stuff. You know, she wasn't too quick to run me to the hospital or the emergency, to the doctor because, she had custody. And, back then, you can't be in and out the hospital too much, especially being the black family.
Yeah.
In the ghetto.
Yeah.
So they have questions when you go too many times, especially with the same child for a certain reason. But I was throwing up a lot and all that type of stuff. I was self-harming at 10.5 years old. And if I knew how to smoke crack back then, I would have probably started it.
So you were that depressed about your cousin leaving you?
Yeah, because I had already been through this thing with people touching me. And I guess it became kind of the norm because my grandma had started being so busy. She was the one who gave me all the love in the world. But it was like when everybody else came around, that love kind of like
dissipated a little bit.
And, with everything she had going on, it kind of went away. Day by day, I felt like she loved me less and less. That's just the way I felt. Not saying that she did.
Yeah.
And so I was like, my cousin, I knew what she was doing was wrong, but at least she cared enough to do it.
Have you ever, I know at the beginning you said that none of your childhood is a reason for your situation now, but have you ever had any counseling or anything for? No. I think maybe. So when you grew up, did you have a promiscuous stage? Yeah.
That's because, like I said, and I'm gonna put this very, very blunt. Going through what I went through, being molested all those times and sexually assaulted, and the lack of love that I felt was like fading from people who were touching me, or the lack of love that I felt, and I keep emphasizing I felt because I don't want people to watch this and be like, oh my God, they didn't love it. It's just the way I felt. It was misunderstood because I was confused, very confused. Just dealing with all of that, and then growing up, and my mom, ended up moving back with my mom at 11 years old, like 11 and a half. At 12 years old, my mom caught me talking to a boy, and I was so scared that she was going to beat the crap out of me. And she was like, no, you at that age where you can, have a little boyfriend, long feel around your age. But at the time, this boy named Damon liked me, and he was like all of 17 years old. Now that I think about it, that situation was really kind of effed up because the boy was 17. My mom knew that he was 17. When he would come over to the house, I was 12 when he was 17. He put a ring on my finger, and come to find out he was a big dope boy.
For real?
My mom was on drugs.
Oh.
That my mom was on drugs. And please, people, don't take it the wrong way. It's just that this is something I feel. I feel if the situation 1 + 1 = 2, that's what it is in my eyes. So I really feel like that's what it was. Right?
She was basically pawning you off to him so she can get her drugs from him. You think?
I think that she wasn't pawning me off. I think that
turning out blind eyes.
Yes, I'd rather use that term.
Yeah.